Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Let's talk today about expectation. What we expect is often what we create in our lives, as well as at the same time, of course, in this dualistic world that we live in, what we expect can also create our disappointments, can create a letdown when we would not necessarily have responded quite as dramatically had we had neutral expectations. And as you know, this channel is for conscious entrepreneurs. If you are purpose driven, if you are here to do something that matters, here to help the world shift into a better place in order to create heaven on earth, then it is important to have proper expectations. That there is a common fallacy of the marketing out there today where they want to tell you that you can make six figures in 6 weeks or whatever their pitch is. And the reality is that very few times do people who just get started succeed that quickly, as there is in the world. If you look at the way that our environment works, we have seasons. We have the season of spring when it is time to plant the seed. And in the spring, it is cold and it is frosty, and the seed is under the dirt, and we don't know what's going on. And it takes time, it takes watering diligently without the evidence of the sprout of that seed. And a frost might come and we might wonder, did the seed die? Is it ever going to come up? But still yet we have to water that seed, and we have to fertilize that seed, and we have to show up continuously day after day. And then comes the summer. Then there's a little bit of evidence. We start to see it starts to sprout up, but we have to patiently and diligently watch that plant sprout before it's going to bear fruit. We have to toil through the heat of the summer. We have to continue to be consistent and vigilant. We have to keep the pests away. We have to keep pruning in a wise way to know what to prune back and what to continue to add more of. And then finally, in the fall, the harvest season will come, and you will get to enjoy the spoil. You will get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then winter will come, and a frost will come, and things will freeze over, and it'll look like everything's died. And then we start again in the spring, continuing to plant more seeds. And the same goes for conscious entrepreneurship. The same goes for life purpose. The same goes for online business. If you don't know my background, I was in product development for 20 plus years. I managed $1 billion portfolio at the peak of my product management career. That is sort of the height of what you can do in a product management portfolio in the tangible physical product realm. And that was the point where I had to sort of face the singing choir, however that term goes. I think I totally botched that one. It doesn't matter. Point being, I had to ask myself the question, is this something I really want to pursue? Do I want to continue to move into executive ranks where it really had nothing to do with creation, which was everything that drove me? Or was I ready to step into entrepreneurship, my life purpose, being of service, helping to create the new earth? And of course, I'm here now, and that's what I chose. But there is a lot of misconceptions out there. There's a lot of people who will sell you snake oil in order to get you to click one time, and they've made their sale and they're off, and they don't really care. And so it's luckily there are some conversations starting to happen around ethics in the industry, because it's not currently regulated the way, say, a psychological position might be, or a doctoral position might be, but we are moving towards that and not there yet. So the point of this video is, if you have proper expectations as a conscious entrepreneur or in life in general, you will not be as disappointed. You will not burn out as quickly if you have proper expectations. If you believe that things should happen in a couple of weeks, even a couple of months, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Unless, of course, you start out with, say, an MLM or some sort of organization that already has the business structure built out for you, you might be able to start really generating life-sustaining income in a few months. But if not, if you are starting out from scratch, which if you are purpose-driven is very likely to be true, then it's going to take time. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, if we have proper expectations, we can know, okay, there's going to be a season of seed planting, a season of foundation building. There's going to be a season of toiling in the heat of the summer, a season of putting in more work than you get reward back, right? A season of building before a season of harvest. And typically what I've seen from many of the mentors that I follow or work with, there's about a 2.5 to 3 year period before you really start to see momentum gained. And I always liken this to, especially in the product development world, and I'm seeing it now even in this business, is you can start a new project and it feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. You have to convince people to get on board. You have to perfect your message. You have to really learn, and I don't even like to say convince people to get on board. That comes from more of my corporate world, but really in a purpose-driven business, it's about gaining the knowledge through collaboration, through offering free services, through just being of service to really understand who shows up, what are the patterns of who shows up, and what do you have to offer? Because who you attract, they come to you because you have something that you can offer them. And so there is in that early season that need to give away your services for free or to just be of service so that you can start to see the reflection of not only who you are and what you have to offer, but those who are drawn to you. And in that time, you will start to articulate your language. You'll start to understand what language they use and what language needs to be used for you to be able to connect with them so that they can hear you and it can resonate. And all of this takes time. And then after a time of building, after a time of consistency and showing up and being seen, even if it doesn't look like anybody's responding, you keep going forward. Over time, you will start to see it's like pushing that boulder up the hill. Once you've reached the top of the hill, the boulder rolls down on the other side, almost seemingly by itself. That once you gain that momentum, things will pick up speed. Your energy and your effort will be able to be applied in other places because the momentum, it's starting to carry the business on its own. You'll start to have support networks. You'll start to hire, virtual assistants and video editors and schedulers and all these things, all these people that are here to help you. I will even add in a house cleaner and a monthly massage, right? There are things that will come to you that seemingly free up your energy so that you can work on building out the idea. But none of that will happen if you have the expectation that you should see evidence in weeks or months. If you're not prepared for the season of the spring where you're planting the seed, or the season of the summer where you're toiling in the heat, then you will not have the savings or the financial resources or the temporary support plan in place that are necessary to get you through those first couple of years. And so I'm here to tell you that many, many beautiful, talented people show up and say, I want to step into my purpose. I want to do something that matters. I want to do something valuable and contribute to the world. And they quit after a few months or even a few weeks of not seeing the evidence of, everybody showing up and saying, wow, you're amazing. I want your product or service. And it says nothing about you, that it takes time, that as you do the work works on you. I like to joke that pursuing your life purpose is like ascension on steroids. You are amplified. You are stripped bare of all of the false beliefs and all of the masks that you are wearing so that you can start to shine in the way that you were meant to, that it will take time for the true, empowered, talented, gifted, valuable, unique version of you to show up, because for so long you have lived behind the mask. You've played small. And so it will take time for that powerful, unique version of you that everybody wants to get to know to show up. And so again, just to reiterate what the point of this video is have proper expectations. Don't give up in those first few weeks. Have a plan of what's going to sustain you for the first couple of years, and know that it is the consistency of showing up and continuing to perfect your craft and your articulating your language and really getting good at serving your population is what's going to make you successful. There are no magic bullets. No matter how much you pay, the person that claims to have the solution that no one else knows, they're not necessarily telling you the whole truth. That many and most strategies work in the right energy, but will still require effort, time, and those initial building seasons before you will come to harvest season. So, and I'll just throw this in sort of as an add-on because they go so well together. Have proper expectations. So choose your strategy and know that there's going to be those seasons of seed planting and toiling in the heat of the summer before you come to harvest season, but you won't get to harvest season if you keep trying different strategies. If you're flip-flopping from one strategy to the other and you don't have sustained focus and attention over time, you will not get to harvest season. You will go back to spring and replanting a new seed every couple of weeks or months, or however often you decide to change your mind. So sustained focus and attention over time means you will win. You cannot fail if you don't quit. So have a plan, have proper expectations of what it's going to take before you get to, right, to get you from seed planting to harvest. Right. A well-known entrepreneur that I love to follow, very intelligent man. His name is Alex Hormozi. He puts it very bluntly. It's called the eat shit phase. You cannot become successful. You will not be able to transition from where you are to where you want to go if you are purpose-driven and committed to this path. You will go through the phase of difficulty and challenge. And if we have proper expectations, if we shift our perspective and instead of saying this sucks, this is painful, this hurts, I don't want to put this much effort in, we can say, wow, look at what's happening right now. I'm escaping. I am getting out of the debt matrix. I am getting out of the corporate world. I am getting out of having to answer to someone else. I am building something for myself. I'm building something for my children. I'm building something for my future. It's the same as going to the gym. If you have the muscle ache while you lift the weight, you can either say, this hurts, this sucks, I don't want to do this anymore. Or you could say, that is evidence that my muscles are growing and I'm getting stronger and I'm getting healthier and I'm building sustainability. It's all about your perspective and your expectations. All right, that feels complete. They say that a fulfilled person experiences two primary experiences in their life. One is giving, being of service, and two is living their potential. That is why we do what we do, because as a conscious, purpose-driven entrepreneur, we will always have that yearning and that seeking. If we don't step up to the plate, if we don't go through the season, and in fact, they say life is hard either way, choose your hard. I remember coming to the point where I had to decide if it was harder for me to live the life they say we should in the corporate world, doing the mundane every day scheduled out for me with no room for being intuitively led or guided. I had to decide, was that going to be more painful than the initial temporary pain of building this business, and then the challenges of what comes with owning your own business? So there's going to be challenges, but you get to pick your hard. What's going to be harder for you? Can you live in your current state forever? Imagine 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, you have lived this same life over and over and over and over, and you're still there 50 years from now. I don't know about you, but that sounds like hell to me. So choose your hard, prepare for the seasons, have proper expectations, shift your perspective, make the best of it while you're in it, and know it does get a whole lot easier and a whole lot better with just a little bit of initial building time. All right, that is complete. I love you, my friends. I will see you on the next video. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, regardless of when you're watching this, timeless, but also needing to be relevant. I love you no matter what, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Namaste, my friends.